This information you are about to hear and perhaps view, these are not necessarily the thoughts or the ideas of Gary C.Clement or the Gary Clement Radio Show podcast. We are in no way, shape, or form affiliated with the parties this story is about or was interviewed for. Parts of this content may not be owned by or the property of the Gary Clement Radio Show podcast, G2 Network Media, or any other company we are affiliated with, and this information is strictly the opinion of those being interviewed. This content is for information purposes only, and although we may make reference to various news stories, we share our own independent beliefs about the content and provide our own opinions. Please enjoy the information. Haard News, hosted by Gary C.Clement. Today's news is made up of so many different issues, and it's hard to keep up. But we all know it's important to keep law enforcement in the community and society, as many in America have a problem doing the right thing. Growing up, my mother always said it's easy to do right, but so many people choose wrong, and once you get in trouble, it's very hard to get out of it. Haard News will tackle all issues that break the barriers of justice for all, freedom for all, and simply a good and strong meaning of democracy for all. The show covers politics, crime, gun violence in our communities, and will introduce guests who have a personal stake in these issues. So without further ado, please enjoy this week of Haard News, hosted by Gary C. Clement. Hello, my name is Gary C. Clement, and welcome to Haard News. Our guest for this episode is Dr. Sarah Liew, who is a candidate for Congress representing the state of California in the U.S. House of Representatives and the Senate. The topics of discussion are, number 1, the state of homelessness in America. Number 2, the crime rate being out of control. Number 3, the importance of education in the inner city America. Dr. Sarah Liew was born in Angdong, hometown of South Korean scholars, and she's a very educated woman. She has multiple degrees and a family that has even more degrees, with influences in every aspect of American and Korean culture and many other cultures around the world. Today, she's here to talk with us, not just about our topics, but literally the state of the world and where we are headed as a people and as a society. Also on this call is Dr. Roma Benjamin of the New Wine GMI Church of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and my co-host, Mr. Ron Dove. And how are you today, Dr. Liew?
Oh, how are you? Thank you so much for inviting me here.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so just tell us a little bit about, the multiple careers that you've had an opportunity to be part of, as well as your upbringing and whatnot in Korea.
Everything is, thank you so much to America and give opportunity to immigrations to American dream come true. As well as, in my personal, God is always needed me to needed me to success until today. So my main goal to support America and God and the people, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So as far as your childhood growing up, what was it like to grow up in Korea?
My Korean life is so happy because I am, when I was at early children age, I grew up very richest, scholar area, which is people like they are study harder, as well as, I have a both of urban and rural, surrounded because my parents, my uncles, they are living in Seoul, my parents in Andong, so I open living in Seoul, I open living in Andong, so, so I have two both rural and urban, both life I have it, so I'm so lucky, yeah. And everything is in Korea, and I'm so successful because of, everything God gave it to me, yeah.
I see, okay. As far as, just running for, the Senate, just tell me, what's your idea there? What are you trying to accomplish? What is your platform or whatnot for the Senate run, please?
Yeah, to me, since 2019, I'm running U.S. Congress District 30 Beverly Hills, as well as, the 2020 U.S. Senate 2022 U.S. Senate as well as I'm running 2024. My main solutions we will talk about today: homeless and crime as well as education. So I have my top 5 priority solutions according to my the background, which is business solutions as well as crime and homeless, as well as inflations, as well as educations and the medical health, immigrations. Those are top 5 priority. As well as I'm a legal CEO of a legal service company as well as a broker. So I'm really wanting to solving those tenant and housing issues, tenant and now we have so many problems. So I want to solve those top 5 priority. Yeah.
I see. Okay. All right. Okay. So, with the homeless, situation, I guess talk a little bit about that. What I know California has a huge homeless problem. What are your, solutions there? What are you trying to do there?
Yeah, so we have to understand the homeless situations. What is the root of that? So nowadays, we know everybody had a problem. What is problem? So most we have to have really comprehensive approach, which is a national strategy, like which is not only geographic local locations. We have the federal and state government together, as well as the non-profit. Many non-profit they are working in the homeless issue. So we need to unify together, working together, comprehensive package established together, as well as affordable housing is so important, as well as mental health and addiction service, as well as collaboration, those parties. So affordable housing is now is so important. You can institute some credit or encourage private developers, more building affordable housing units, as well as existing housing, we can change it as affordable housing. So we have to have solutions, innovations, model like land trust or community land corporations, maintaining long-term affordable housing, as well as funding is needed to develop, as well as mental health addict service is so important now. It's many homeless is dealing with those mental and addictive crimes, as well as a crisis now go up. So we need individual persons having needed to mental health addictive service need to provide as well as a long-term care, long-term support we need also, as well as to me my personal most important solution is homeless. We have housing, most housing first approach, as well as affordable housing initiation, mental. But to me, it's a little bit, I wanted to also add it to job creation, job support for homeless, because even we have a housing first approach, affordable housing a lot, but still, we need to be a long-term solution, job creation. So I have an entrepreneur job creation center policy. It helps to, solve do the job creation homeless. Yeah.
If elected, are you prepared to immediately sponsor a bill on your platform that you ran on?
Oh, you know what? We have a good sample of homeless, issues, approaches, address, many ways. I think, there is many sample of the housing first strategy, initiation many time in Congress. Like example, I think President Bush was giving lots of vital to first housing initiations, as well as Congress, as well as most now, housing first. But when I go to the Congress, if I elected, I will going to, more strong support to long-term solution for homeless, more like a homeless education, as well as a homeless job creations, as well as emergency service. Homeless need emergency service as well as shelter, as well as, emergency rooms if they have a problem. So that's what I want to try to if I go to the Congress. Yeah.
I see. Does anyone have a question for Dr. Liew?
Yes, I have a question for her. Today, in today's world here in the United States now, they have legalized marijuana, and it once was illegal, but now it has become legal because of the medical, and they do have some forms of recreational. My question would be, with those who were involved in the illegal marijuana business, do you think that they should make some provision for them to now change or become legal and be a part of that industry and not be shut out? Do you think that could? I would think that would solve a lot of the crime, a portion of the crime that's being committed, because the crime is economic and it is a drug thing. But it would seem that if perhaps it would be considered that those who have been in that area would have an opportunity to change their life and now be legitimate into that area. I'm not condoning the use of marijuana. It's not my thought to condone it, but it exists today, and they're making a big business out of it. So I'm just asking the question: do you think that they should consider those who have been in trouble with that particular product, that they should have an opportunity to turn their lives around and become useful, productive citizens?
I think that we can talk about marijuana about like including in crime, but now we're talking about homelessness. So maybe can we talk about marijuana when we talk about crime? Yeah, I can answer that with the crime.
I see. Go ahead, Ron, if you have a homeless question or whatnot for her.
All right. Well, with the homeless, getting with the homeless situation, I know in California they have homeless tent cities, and we've had some here in Philadelphia, and it seems that in other parts of the nation we've had those problems with the tent cities. Or do you think that we could do other things to solve that problem? Do you have other suggestions that might help the people who are homeless? What other solutions would you think we could come up with in order to resolve the problem?
Yeah, nowadays, like example in Los Angeles in 2022, we have a national large homeless populations. About like we are increased so many homeless population right now. So California, especially California, New York, and Philadelphia, Washington, Texas, Oregon, Arizona, those top state had a problem with the homeless right now. So those homeless problems, we have to really team up together. So we need to find out those many reasons why they become homeless. Most become their lot of lost jobs, divorce, foreclosure, as well as health problems, as well as there is a crime background in many ways. So we should find out why people become homeless. So everything we needed to do, what homeless, we need more research programs to the homeless solutions. What the homeless people really they do, what is the homeless right? Like example, they have a shower, take a shower right. Each homeless have more like we need people like treat homeless as well as we need a really seeking to, as employment is most important. as well as approaching. So mindfulness policy is, we long-term solutions. We should really approach it better solution than just first, the housing problems. After housing problems, still we have to have really not only housing problems, we have really remarkable success reduction homeless population. We should individual have stable jobs and localized supporting service. Then decrease those long-term homeless populations. I think, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Okay, thank you.
Does someone have another question? Okay. Well, okay. In regards to crime, now the crime rate being out of control, you are, basically, how could you say it? You want to basically, I guess, create some kind of bill or some kind of, way to control the crime and stuff in our communities and address those issues when they're in our communities. What is your stance in regards to the crime rate? What do you plan to do, please?
Yeah, first, crime is we need a community policy partnership. So, like myself, I'm in Beverly Hills. I always like supporting police station in Beverly Hills. Like I pay like yearly sticker. We put in the car, like some kind of programs. We need more like grant. Federal grant program funding community policy initiations, encourage police officer engaging need residential or building relationship or collaboration, address safety concerns. So we need a communication or community police partnerships better. That is my solution, as well as criminal justice reforms. We need like introduction criminal justice reforms, federal level, or we have a privacy prison, or like we have a many expensive about prison life. We people like they claim and they go to the prisons. We have many people they are living there. We spending a lot of tax payers money, so we have to do deductions. Those real prison system or like criminal justice toward the rehabilitations, not just spending money and funds just getting rid of crimes or getting rid of or criminals. We have the really rehabilitation systems, so education programs, then deduct the crimes. So that is my solution, as well as mental health crisis teams. We need to build a mental health crisis team, which one is the, resource develop or specialized mental health crisis response team. So they, health teams, professional health team, law enforcement, as well as, escalate situations. Every health mental crisis, what happened, what situations this is happening. So we need a mental health crisis teams. I think that is my solution. Another one is use, crimes prevention. So because many users after school programs needed to more like expenditure. Nowadays, less after school programs, more juvenile crimes after 3 o'clocks, large juvenile crimes. We have to really mentorship initiation as well as school safety, as well as recreation activity need use, as well as many programs engaging construction people, activations. That is my solution of crime. Yeah.
I see. Okay, cool. So when it comes to crime in this country compared to where you were born and raised in South Korea, what's the difference or whatnot in regards to the crime rate there compared to here?
Yeah, I think Korea is a more small country and more like government can managing, very well. So we don't have that much crime. I never really see my Andong real by my neighborhood. But sometimes in Korea, still like a big city, Seoul, still crime, but crime rate is less than in California, like America. So I think the most safety in Korea. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because in California, California is going to have a whole lot of crime because, like as you say, it's one of the larger cities here in this country. Okay, and as well as New York and other big cities. Um, okay. So, Dr. Roma, would you have anything to say? Because she did compare I guess you could say, the crime rate, and basically saying that one of the solutions, I guess, would be to basically make sure that our young people have programs or whatnot to help them and educate them or whatnot so they do not commit crimes. What would you like to say?
Well, I agree, with her dealing with educating the young people, educating the school system altogether. And I'm in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, not Pittsburgh.
I'm sorry.
And no problem. And dealing with that, a lot of times, we try to devise programs to teach a whole, a plethora of things at one time. But, we have to take it one step at a time to see growth and results, because sometimes these programs they're ineffective. They don't last. People are not responsible nor accountable to them. And then the information that is released in there sometimes is not pertinent to their immediate environment. But I do agree 100% on how to bring educational concepts to communities to deal with crime and to once again bring the value of education back into the system.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dr. Liew, when it comes to this politics thing, what actually made you get involved in politics, I guess, to start with?
Yeah, first of all, I'm learning, I founded 3 nonprofits. So, I always dealing about lots of issues. So I feel like I working as a pastor, I working as an educator, and still working same as well as learning many business same time. So I luckily had many positions. I understand many issues. So the things is, the lead those my current positions. I feel like limited to solution all those issues. But if I go to the Congress, I can more like contribution to community. What I'm doing like a nonprofit founder as well as entrepreneur, CEOs, all issues. We have limitation only those boundary. But go to the Congress, go to the U.S. senators, we can make a registration. Right law is so important. So everything made by conducting, those registration policies. So I studied at the Harvard Kennedy School 2 years of policy, as well as 2 year Harvard Business School and 2 year Harvard educations after I learned U.S. Senate. So I'm really motivation to solving solution, not just learn U.S. Senate. Be U.S. Senate is my real, not mere priority issues, and be come true. My issue is really I want to dealing real solution to people's better life in California and USA as U.S. Senator.
I see. Okay, cool. Here in America, we have a right to vote the party of our choice. I understand that you are Republican. Why do you vote Republican?
So because of, my background is I am really good, pastor in my life since 19 years old. I went to theology school, like very conservative and biblical. My founder of school is who graduation Harvard, as well as he was, Harvard is very activist for biblical value as well as concept value. I working as an education pastor since the past even my age 14 years since I'm education field involving as assistant teacher. So many times professor founders. So my background is I always thinking about conservative value as well as biblical value. So the reason why I follow Republic, because Republic is very conservative as well as very biblical foundation. Yeah.
I see. Okay. So would you say that, with all the problems that we have here in, America, of course, our government is not totally doing everything that they can do. I guess what would be the ultimate thing that they could do at this point to try to curb some of these issues? Do they need new, companies or corporations to get involved with them? Do they need to create new programs? What would curb a lot of these issues that we're having here in this country?
Yeah, the thing is, I think I want to focus on, the political leaders. We have a three party of who are making policies, which is government parties, which is market, so the thing is, uh, political, many issues, they have a civil disagreement, which is, good issues, they want a solutions, but good policies coming, but still like Republican as well as Democratic. Those civil disagreement cannot be able to really imply at the market as well as not supportable, political issues. If that is even there is a policy making so good, but it's not supportable by political leaders. So that's why many policies just die even before go to Congress exercise. So the thing is, as well as even that was passing as a law is good policy, but still its term is like 2 years, 4 years. Even President, like example, President Donald Trump was a lot of things, good things to immigration policy, That 4 years, after Biden administration coming, they, many policies just disappear because of those short-term policy, So, like example, infrastructure policy is take 10 years, but 10 years already, take 10 years means that the person who made the policies disappear after 10 years, that those positions. So we have to solve a solution, those policy making, but really not in pride. Even good policies die because not supported by political leaders. So that's why we are civil society, non-profit, like church and non-profit, they need to really adequate their mission statement as well as their organizations founding strategies addressing individual needed to fight for those collaboration together need a government party, political party, as well as market. Yeah.
I see. Okay. So as a Republican candidate, in your opinion, what is it going to take actually to bring the Republican Party back together? Because right now they're in a tug of war. Some of them are going to the left while some of them are going to the right, and Trump is in the middle. How are they going to rebuild the Republican Party to be all one again, in your opinion?
So, the thing is we need really, supporting each other's, self reconnections, based on each candidate. They are, we need the same voice, but so many voices, it's different party, even inside the party, even outside the party. So we have to build a core value, each principle of issues. So, that is very, very important to bring the core value as well as the locations, each person's issues, the same voice, Republican get back, as well as conservative, values. Many political leaders, even Republican, they are not conservative anymore. So we have to really effective communications, messaging, all go forward to conservative voter, as well as conservative policy. But many conservative voters, they wanted to vote conservative candidate, but their message is, even they said I am conservative candidate, but their message is not really effective communication with those polished voters. We really need those, unity, leadership as well as, So we needed to see real leadership, credibility leaderships, not just only like say, I will do this, but their background, their Kenya is not like really involving those supporting those issues, so that's why we need to really focus on as well as common goals. Like I have a priority top 5 common goals. So we have to really unity leaderships fight for promote together as a Republican candidate together. Also, we have to build election strategy. So many elections target key, like where is the race, what district, what community, what kind of investing we need the resource for getting more like vote maximum impact during those vote, like local level or government level or federal level, or we need to really outreach those grassroots organizations, community engaging together to win together, Republican, as well as we need to support the technology data. We leverage those data. Data is nowadays social media as technology, which voter effectively understand their need, and then campaign strategy is so important. As well as I think Republican need more like recruiting good candidates. So many candidates, there are a lot, but as good candidate is which is qualified candidate who are really dealing those our issues, as well as Republican Party message and conservative value, understand biblical value, understand. As well as lastly, they did a really education effort. Republican inside, they needed to education voter, education candidate, education campaign strategy, education leaderships. So that's key, the issue. They need really solving those more Republican come back. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yes. Do you think that Donald Trump would make a good president for us? Do you think he would be the president we need?
Yeah, the thing is, 2019, I'm running U.S. Congress. I was very motivation to do, Donald Trump president. I think that President Donald Trump has, best supporter. 9 hours poll said, as well as in my personal view is if he. I think I cannot say he win or lose, but it's all about voter. But I wish he win and solving all the issues he was dealing, because now it's Biden administration's. They are not given a solution what Donald Trump was fighting issues: immigration, crime, inflation, economic separation. So that's why nowadays many supporters of Donald Trump, they're more like depend of the supporter of the Donald Trump to be 2020 win because of those issues, not solutions. So I'm supporter of Donald Trump. I wanted to someone who are conservative value candidate, any president, not only Donald Trump, any candidate who has a conservative and biblical value, I vote for it. Yeah.
Well, if you're a supporter of Donald Trump, do you believe that the election was stolen from him?
I don't want to mention about that because that it had to, lots like issue at this point, so, there is a vice versa, pro and cons, talk with this person, that person. I read many books about those stolen as well, but, I don't want to mention, myself at this point. It's still like, we will see, what's going on to final stage. But at this point, I don't want to tell about that. Yeah, sorry about that.
And my last question for that about Trump would be: do you think that the government is falsely going after him? Do you think that the government is treating him wrong with these charges? Do you think it's politically motivated, or do you think that he did something wrong and is worthy of these charges, or you think he's innocent? I mean, what do you think, in your opinion?
Yeah, you know what, to me, my personally, really, I'm a respected Donald Trump president. He's the best president, as well as his policy, as well as his government style is really, helpful of people who are, we always need dealing like peoples. I think he is one of the Ronald Reagan's, Abraham Lincoln's who are best president. So I am really trust on him, and I am really trust on him. That's why, and I am like supporting him until so many like a Supreme Court, and then many like dealing with him, all the investigations happening right now, so all the courts dealing, but. I'm a person, if you ask me to my opinions, I'm supporting him still. More I support him, I'm nomination to him to president 2024. And considering, comparable another, another like candidate or another president who are same crimes, same things happen. They are not like against like this they treat Donald Trump. So we have to, we have to equal like treat everyone, not even anyone present or anyone just ordinary people. So we have to really all in the law, all things have to be equal. Yeah.
I see.
Well, okay. One more question I want to. When Barack Obama was president, and do you agree with the fact that the Republicans did everything they could to make sure he did not succeed? What do you think about that, when Mitch McConnell had vowed to make sure that Barack Obama would not succeed? Were you in agreement with that?
To me, when I see that Barack Obama was president, I was thinking to thank you to God. One way because of, because of Abraham Lincoln was fight for the, slavery freedom, as well as Martin Luther King was, I have dreams, one day, equal opportunity to. I think because of I think I went to several church of Black African community. I have friends. They always pray for about equal opportunity. I think Barack Obama did many many things. They are also contributions Black community, as well as many other like color community to had as well as other things, other policies make reform the many ways. So I think that not only just the Republican candidate is always good, the Democratic candidate or Democratic president who I don't care about presidents who are Democrat or Republican, but the things why I support Donald Trump, their issue policy is very conservative, biblical. If even Democratic Democratic president who are conservative and very, as well as very biblical, that issue coming, I will vote for yes. So to me, I don't want to dealing like a Democratic or like a Republican. I'm dealing to really this policy is good for people. For the people, with the people, in people like we need like thinking about people. So I think somehow is President Barack Obama. He is a leader of the Black community, as like Martin Luther King. So I think it's the term he was 8 years term. Not everyone is happy, but some people say Barack Obama the worst president. But some community say Barack Obama is the best president. So it vice versa. So I think different view and different opinion. Yeah.
I see. Okay. So finally, our last question, Biden, what kind of job is he doing in your opinion?
The Biden administration's, he doing like, the things is, Biden administrations is, most now is poor, like, he has a large experience of, as a senator as well as vice president. The things I am very disappointed. One things most has experience tell us to leadership as well as tell us strategic, tell us solutions. Or as a political leaders should bring solutions, shouldn't bring the real strategic, should bring real collaborations. But the things his policy as his message is so weak at this point. That's why many people they wanted to, Donald Trump, president, to come back to the 2024. So, compared with his, experience and his previous messages, policy, and I think 2 weeks. Yeah.
I see. Okay. So, Dr. Liew, before we go, could you give us your information on how people are to reach you in regards to possibly learning more about your campaign as well as more about yourself? Could you give us that information, please?
Oh, yes. You can go to my website, www.sarahsenator.org, and you will see all the policy issues. And as well as there is my social media. You can connect me and, information over there. Thank you for inviting me today. Yeah.
We really do appreciate our guest who participated in this episode, and we hope you learned something that will bless your day and your life. For all who are interested in learning more about the Gary Clement Radio Show podcast, please visit www.amazon.com and order my book, The Gary Clement Radio Show, When Strong Afro-American Men and Women Stand Up. It covers everything about us and features a variety of Afro-American personalities who speak out about the importance of education and literacy in the Black community. Well, we thank you for tuning into our podcast. Please send us your email address so we can contact you when we have new releases and new episodes and new projects as well. You can reach us at gccpresents@yahoo.com. And also, if you're interested in submitting any materials or want to get in touch with us, please do so by simply sending an email to gccpresents@yahoo.com. That's G as in Gary, C as in Charlie, C as in Charlie, presents@yahoo.com. So until next time, do take care. And this is a G-Tube Network media production.